How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Heart Attack View.
Okay. Nice little, nothing happened, actually.
No, we
Continue.
actually, yeah. We were just awkwardly waiting for one of us to start, even though I know I know you were waiting for me to start, but
I was waiting, Geordie. You
yeah,
weren't.
I know. Welcome to Split View, the #1 show on the internet. It's actually the most top-rated show in the history of the planet. Funnily enough,
This statement is false.
our names are household names.
Okay.
I'm sure that you are likely to name your children after us.
I'm considering I've got a project that I'm making electronically, and I'm considering making a company to do stuff called Golf Tech. But I was like, no, that's
That's dope.
I guess because it's my name. I'm lucky in that my name is short, that it's like catchy enough, like Tom
I
Golf.
can't fucking use my name.
Yeah,
no one can even spell it to begin with, let alone.
You know what I mean? Like Elon Musk, that's Tom Golf. That's kind of fucking.
Yeah.
That's the most righteous stuck-up thing I could have just done there. Pompous shit. But,
No. Speaking of, I've purposely. This is funny that you even mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because I have very recently just started watching Tesla videos, and I have tried very hard not to watch any of them before because I know I'm going to want one.
Do you watch that one British guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so nice.
He's so yeah. How the fuck did you know that? That's awesome.
Because he's like the most popular
yeah.
dude.
I think his name is Jack.
Isn't his
Him and his girlfriend? They just film, just like showing like basic stuff.
Isn't his Tesla named Doom or something like that? Like some Doom kind
I
of
might be
name?
thinking of someone else. I think his is called like Tesla or something.
What is his channel name? Like, I think it has the word Tesla motor or something.
Oh,
in there.
I might be thinking of someone else
Yeah.
then. This is just another like very nice British dude who is he just goes around, and I've been watching them and I've been looking at prices for them and shit, and I'm like, God damn, that's something you ain't gonna afford there, Julie.
In Australia as well, like the prices are jacked.
If you want
quarter mil, my dude.
No, they're not. They're not.
Really? Oh,
The most expensive one is 150k.
That's
Not
fucking expensive.
that's 100
though,
grand less, but that is fucking expensive. The cheapest one, if you want like base spec, is like 60. That's if that doesn't even come with autopilot though. It comes with basic bitch autopilot, but you cannot smart drive, quote unquote, like or autopilot drive. You have to buy an extra. That's like another 6 grand if you want it to actually do everything for you.
It's just a somewhat fancy EV.
It pretty much, yeah. And you pay a whole lot less in fuel,
Yeah.
but you pay more for the car. So
You
what
don't
really?
pay anything in fuel, Jordy.
Yeah, you do. You pay to get it supercharged.
Fuel though.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, but you're still
Yeah.
essentially paying for fuel
Yeah.
to keep your car going. Anyway, that's just a little side thing there. I'm pretty excited about it. I got a little life goal now. Maybe I'll get one. By the time I can actually afford one, they'll be like $20,000 because I'll be 80.
I like the technology part about it so much that I've been like researching. It's funny the technology of remote unlocking cars and like car management kind of stuff like OnStar and it's called PKE, passive keyless entry. That stuff is really old. Would you believe that? Like modern cars now don't have that. Like with Teslas, you just have to have the key or even your fucking smartphone in your pocket and you can open the car and start it. That seems like a new technology, but it's been around for like fucking ages.
No, I mean we've got like similar things with when you get home, your lights turn on and shit. It's like similar tech. It's just, you know why though? Because they want to sell you the fucking $200 key fob.
Yeah.
Those if you buy a set of
expensive for a
keys,
reason.
it's fucking expensive. What the fuck? There's a cat in here that we did not know was in here.
Okay, cool.
All right, maybe we should BRB for 1 second
yeah.
while we let him out. All right, guys, we'll be back.
Okay. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. One of Tom's cats just jumped out of our like little studio here.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a cute little bell noise in the recording now. So
Everyone will know the imminent danger that's coming.
Yeah.
And we won't know. We'll be oblivious.
Yeah, those key fobs are expensive for a reason. There's some really like unique technology inside of them. But the actual, like, you can buy the chips, like, I use a place called Mauser, which is like an IC distribution place, and you can just buy them. But, like, there's a lot of engineering that goes into them. It's very interesting stuff.
It sounds very cool. Like, I'm just loving the fact that, like, they just look so fucking clean.
Yeah.
And Geordie likes that. Geordie likes a good UI. I think I've said that before. Like a good,
The old ones lag, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the guy that I was watching was a new one or whatever, but, like, it's just... I purposely made myself not watch them. And now I've made the mistake of watching them, and I keep watching them. Anyway, why don't we get into this week's topic, which is... Take a guess, Tom.
Geordie is weak.
Geordie is weak. Take a guess what it is.
Half-Life
You're wrong.
Alex.
That's in my notes, but that's not what... that's for at the end, if I can't drag this topic out long enough.
Can I tell my theory so that I can be
Absolutely,
vindicated
you can.
when
Absolutely,
it does happen?
you can.
Yeah.
It comes out tomorrow, by the way. So if Tom calls this right now...
This is going to come out on Sunday, though.
Okay, but we recorded this on the 26th, isn't it? 26th? No, 23rd.
You're okay.
You said the 26th in our...
No, I didn't.
In our slate, didn't you?
I'm looking at the 23rd, and that's what I read it off the audition.
I thought you said the 26th, and then I just fucking defaulted from there. All right, it's the 23rd.
Yeah.
Which means it's the day before it comes out that we record. We record on Mondays.
Well, because we're Australian. But,
exactly.
Half-Life Alex comes out tomorrow. I have a fucking... It's not even a wild theory since it's in the trailer.
Yeah. We'll get to that at the end. If you want to listen to Half-Life Alex theory, the entire story ruined for you, because Tom has a massive fucking brain in his head.
I'm sad that I've ruined it for myself if it is true, which I think
it's still going to be fucking great.
Yeah, like, how is it going to happen, you know?
Well, that's what you have to wait and see, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so today's topic is karma and reincarnation.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now I don't have to ask you this, but I will. Do you believe in reincarnation, Tom?
Nope.
No, why not?
Because I don't believe in afterlife. I don't believe...
Well, it's not afterlife. It's reincarnation.
Life after death, Johnny.
It's essentially, you know, what you do. If you're a good person, if you're nice to your fellow beings,
you get
your fellow
reincarnated
humans.
as a fly in a QT streamer girl's bedroom.
Well, that's if you're lucky. That's if you're lucky. If not, you get reincarnated as one of those dudes who gives up all their money to Pokimane every week.
At least they're fucking rich, dude. I don't know about you,
well,
but
I don't think they fucking are.
If they
Half the guys that I know who donate all their shit live on the fucking street.
If they can give that much money and still be, like, alive, then...
They're alive, but that's about it.
There are rich dudes who legitimately do drop, like, $1,000 a day on Pokimane. Like, fucking hell.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting. Anyway, reincarnation... It started in a lot of Indian traditions, Hinduism, Sikhism, stuff like that. You know, I like to put a little bit of facts in there before I just blatantly say things that are wrong and make everyone yell at their cars or
that's what podcasts
headphones.
are, though.
Exactly. And here's a little thing I came up with. Right, let me just pop my notes up here.
Nugget, as you will.
Exactly. So I mean, like I just said, karma plays a role. You know, if you're nice, you come back as maybe you come back as another Tom. He's lovely and nice. Okay. Or maybe you come back as a toilet brush because you were me.
I thought you had to come back as animate, like living creatures.
Okay, you can, but I was just making a joke.
Okay.
So, what if I could prove to you that it was real, right? I could prove to you that you would come back as something, a living thing.
Okay.
You could be maybe like a weed.
I would kill myself instantly, Geordie.
Wow, that would mean that I don't know what you would come back with if you... That's probably a sin, right? Isn't it illegal to kill yourself?
Who the fuck is gonna police that?
It's illegal to kill yourself, dude. Well, if
they see a dead body in the floor, you're going to jail, mister.
Yeah. You're going away for a long time, sunshine. Cuff him. So what would happen if I could convince the entire world that they would be reincarnated if they did nice things?
So, during me selecting movies for FlickView, I watched a movie on Netflix called The Discovery.
Okay.
And that movie is about the afterlife being proven.
Oh, shit.
It is literally about what happens after people discover that there is an afterlife. And surprise, surprise, people fucking kill themselves in droves. So,
well, there you go. So...
spoilers for the movie. It's pretty bad. The main actor is fucking terrible. Well, it's a Netflix movie, but it's discovered that the afterlife is actually an alternate universe where you make good choices, I guess. So it's just living, but you didn't do shitty things, which I guess is kind of cool.
You're forced to make good decisions?
No, it's like a parallel universe. You get transported into you relive your life, but you make better decisions.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. That's a cool idea. Yeah. You know? Have we mentioned... Just while we're on the FlickView subject, what we're going to do our first episode on? Should we do that here, or should we just wait and surprise everyone?
Might as well, because this will come out after the first FlickView.
That's true. So the first episode, you can not look forward to it because you probably already listened to it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't and you don't know about it because you tune in every Sunday, our first episode will be on We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Yeah.
which is
cool movie.
Cool movie with lots of you have to really think about the symbolism in that movie.
Tilda Swinton, John C. Reilly, Mike Diva. No.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Mike Diva is, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But we'll get in depth into that. But just so if you're listening to this and you want something to listen to afterwards, go check it out.
Yeah.
It'll be on the Split View, Spotify and iTunes and everything else, and YouTube. Anyway, so if I could prove to the whole world that it was real, chances are you're right. I think most people would would take a gun, would wrap themselves around a lamppost or something in their car, or do something like that. But what if I then said, but only if you die naturally and do nice things and live your life naturally and fully.
Can you prove that, though?
I can't prove it now, of course.
No, I mean, like, in this world, can you prove it? That you only go if you, like, do good things and don't kill yourself?
Realistically, no. You can't prove that. Like, too many people have too many different beliefs.
I think it's a normal human thing to consider suicide at one point in your life. You know, it's a normal kind of reaction to, like, hey, my life kind of sucks, so that's going to be seen as...
Maybe I don't have to keep doing this, right? If it's going to keep being like this.
It's, like, most people don't, obviously. It's only, like, the 1% that actually do it, and that 1% is the
severity that changes, like, of how bad you feel it and how much you're tempted to actually go through with it that is different.
But this 1% is going to grow quite significantly if it's discovered that, hey, the afterlife exists and you can just get out of this shitty reality. You know?
Exactly, yeah. But if I could then prove that it wouldn't work, you'd come back as nothing. You would just, your soul would be dead, or something, right? Whatever you want to call it. Then what would happen?
AKA dying.
Yeah.
I don't think people would believe you. I think they would kind of think, well, some people, they would still kill themselves, obviously. There'd still be people that would commit suicide.
Yeah, definitely do it, yeah.
But I believe that our kind of society would change. I reckon it would change for the better.
I think you're right.
Maybe not for the worst, because you can't really do that. That's kind of a paradox.
Yeah.
But I think things would change. I think we would become less of a services society and more of like a people society, you know?
Yeah, we would probably... I sort of like foreseen it as, instead of like everyone living sort of separately in like classes and all that sort of stuff, it would be like sort of like big communal villages again, right? Everyone would sort of just like, after a while, after all the...
socialism?
Yeah, pretty much. But like, not in so many words, but like everyone would just sort of be there. It wouldn't matter what you were staying in, because people would, or people would, you know, to do the right thing, to get a better afterlife or a better reincarnation, they would say, hey, why don't everyone come and stay in my 150 bedroom mansion?
What's the point of life, though, if you know that a simple decision will kind of void this existence and grant you access to heaven, essentially?
Well, karma is like, if we're going off karma, right, which is what gets you into there, you can balance it out. Like, if you, maybe not if you fucking murdered someone and then went around and gave a homeless guy $1. I don't think that really evens itself out.
Yeah.
But like, if you say you steal a cab from someone, right? This is, I don't know why that's the first example that came to my head. But you steal a cab from someone, right? Someone that probably needed it just as much as you did, right? And then, you know, you've done a bad thing, but then on your way, or maybe you just say, hey, why don't you just come with me? Maybe we're going to the same spot or something.
So in this realm, it is purely like balance and not one hit and you're out. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's balance. It works off karma.
Yeah.
Which is sort of how reincarnation works anyway. Like, the idea of it, it works anyway. So what if I could then, if I one-upped it so that everyone definitely believed it? 100% of people, not a single person deferred from the idea. Every single person in the world was just happy and content and helped everyone and did everything to better society.
I don't think there would be a point to life then. I think people would just not do anything and just die of starvation, because if you're equal and balanced, then you're going to get into the afterlife and might as well just...
But if someone was starving, you would go over and then say, hey, I have two
why would you need
pounds
to do
of
that,
meat.
though?
Would you like 1 pound? And then we can both be equal.
Why would you need to do that, though? Since not doing that, if you don't commit sins, then, I don't know, you're kind of balanced.
Yeah, but if you saw this man starving and you didn't help him, that would mean you would be off balance.
I think everyone would act selfishly because they're trying to get into the afterlife. They know the afterlife is a
here
thing.
we go. That's an interesting thing you just said there. Selfishly.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can do a good deed
because these people
fully selflessly.
Yeah, these people are doing good deeds to make themselves have higher karma.
Themselves better. Yeah.
So I don't think society would work. I just don't think it would.
Certainly, a whole lot less progress.
Yeah. Because realistically, nothing matters in this existence if there's a higher existence that's better.
Exactly.
What's even the point of doing shit here, creating a life here, if you're just going to move on eventually?
Because what would happen is, when you came back, say I limited it to humans if you came back, right? I'm the god of this realm.
Not cute cats?
Yeah. If everyone just died and came back as people to do the same thing over and over again, it would just be a loop of nothingness.
Yeah.
It would just be people standing around giving each other high fives and hugs, and maybe one guy was like, hey, maybe we should band together and build this house so that we don't get rained on anymore.
So when you're reincarnated, do you keep your memories?
Yes.
Okay.
In the general, your soul, and you can tell that you've been reincarnated when you die. Like you retain a lot of the stuff. So
because I think that changes things if you do remember. If you don't remember, then it is essentially just dying.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do remember, then there is this kind of selfish thing going on, I think.
Because it's essentially your reward for being a good thing, is that you've been put into this better existence with your knowledge and your expertise and whatever, that you've done the right thing, right? This is your reward. Otherwise it is just dying, you're right. So theoretically, once the whole world did this one cycle, even less would get done, right? Because everyone's like, well, I've done it now. I can wipe my hands of this, and I've done my good deeds, and now I can go back to being selfish again. And going down to all the stores and clearing the shelves of toilet paper.
Yeah, people are going to do that. We've talked about this a couple of times, and you always get hung up on this fact that if there is no consequences to dying, then people are just going to act crazy,
I think so.
And I think that's going to happen. If you get reincarnated with your memories, you're essentially not dying. You're immortal for all kind of sense of the word, and as long as you do good deeds, I guess, or don't go into the red. So I don't think there is any kind of boundaries or anything. I don't think there's a point to
it
mortality.
Certainly doesn't seem like it. But I wonder what would happen then if I know I said that everyone would believe it, but what if some person decided to stop doing good things so that they could die?
Yeah.
Would people follow? I think that they would.
I guess, yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of it now. If I was them, if I was one of these people, I'd been reincarnated, I've lived maybe 80, 90 years, right? And I've come back, I guess, as a baby, yet I remember everything. Just forget that part, right?
Yeah,
I come back as, maybe 21-year-old Geordie again. And...
Not 22-year-old Geordie?
I had to think about it. I genuinely still actually have to think about it now.
What's going to happen
worried.
on your birthday this year? You're going to be like, am I 21? Am I 23?
Am I 29?
Yeah.
Am I dead? Am I reincarnated? As a Geordie? Wow, what did I do in my last life to deserve that? But I think what I would do is that I would hate it. In some level, I would hate just all the nothing, all the selfish, not the selfishness, because that's inherently in everyone. We've spoke about this as well. You are more likely to save yourself over someone else. It's just survival instincts, right? So if you know that you can do something,
that's not even a bad thing though. They on airplanes they tell you specifically put on your mask before putting on others. So,
exactly, so that you can
help other people before passing out and dying.
Yeah, because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I think. Actually, in that case, I think a lot of people would probably go to help someone else first.
Especially their kids.
Yeah.
And that's why they tell them, so you can save your kids.
And, I mean, does that warning actually go noticed if something bad happens? Probably not.
I think, reaction kind of overrides anything.
Yeah, exactly. If your plane is going down...
Yeah.
Fucking hell, there's no way that you... I don't think I would be oh, remember that safety video? Yeah, get ready to, crouch down, Jordy. Yeah. You have to, lick your own asshole because you're about to be fucking dead, dude. You're about to be a pancake.
Probably a lot of time to consider it, Have you ever thought about that? I watch a lot of, kind of flight documentaries, air crash investigations, and... I don't know, you have,
Are they still making that show?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That's cool.
You have, a good... minute, to consider dying in most cases, so... I don't know. What the fuck do you do?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it possible for your brain to accept that you're going to die?
Oh, that's a fucking gnarly question right there. I think...
Because you're always going to be like, oh, something's going to happen. We're going to be saved. It's like a movie, at the last second you get saved.
Yeah, I think there would be like a split second where you were aware, right as you're about to hit the ground, when your brain like has worked out that there isn't anything that can happen anymore.
Because there's the whole 5 stages of grief thing to accepting like loss,
Yeah.
And does that apply to yourself?
And that would happen extremely quickly, so it would probably be... Isn't that when the DMT kicks in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you die, anyway.
I hope I die of natural causes so I can get that sweet DMT.
Yeah, man. Maybe you already have. Maybe I'm not even here.
I'm pretty sure I have had DMT, Jordan. I would know if I had DMT.
Maybe this whole podcast is fake. All 21 weeks of it.
I think I literally said on a podcast DMT is expensive. So,
well, there you go.
DMT's fucking easy to take. Like, do you know how DMT works?
No, I don't.
You vape it. And it lasts about 10 to 20 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, but because of time dilation and weird brain stuff, it feels like fucking ages.
Really?
Yeah, in Logan TAFE, one of my classmates had a little vape of DMT. And you can just do it so quickly, so...
That is the epitome of Australia right there,
That's
everyone.
the epitome of Logan Lee.
Have
I ever told my fucked up Logan story about a car crash kind of thing? Or like someone being assaulted?
No.
So one of my classmates, John, really nice guy, like... this is a...
Is that a fake name?
I'm pretty sure that was his name.
He's clearly memorable.
Because you can look up this story. It was in the news. It didn't happen to me. So yeah, John Wright. He's a good classmate. I actually met him at uni campus the other month. Like, I didn't know he went to my uni, but he was there and we kind of caught up. But nice. We went to class one day and he was just like, man, I got this fucked up story to tell you. I was like, oh, okay, sure. And he shows me a news article with his name in it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
and I read it and he explains what happened. He was at the Logan Lee train station, and there was a pregnant woman next to him. She was kind of sobbing and, like, on the phone, like, I can't get home, I'm going to have to spend hours on the train. I don't have enough money. And then maybe 10, 20 minutes passes, a car drives up. Dude fucking yelling, screaming, just like, you bitch, you fucked this guy, whatever the fuck, you got pregnant, you're going to get abortion, what the fuck? Like, just... relationship issues about like a baby and all that. Like she was visibly pregnant. He gets out of the car, starts fucking punching her.
What?
Like punching her in the stomach.
Jesus.
Fucking wailing on her. And then John gets involved, like he's trying to push away and all that, him away. He gets in the car and fucking drives the car into the bus stall and almost hits her.
John does?
No, the like boyfriend.
Fucking hell.
The dude yelling and punching her literally drives the car into the bus stalls. Like the little bus stalls.
What the fuck?
And then he drives away. The pregnant woman's like on the floor, like crying and all that. John calls the ambulance. If you know where Logan is, the hospital is right fucking next to the train station. It takes like half an hour for the fucking like hospital ambulance and police to get there.
Jeez.
And I don't know what happened with her, but it's in the news. You can look it up. Just type in Logan Lee. Pregnant assault, whatever, train station.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is a real
man?
story you can look up, but
yeah, I mean every
Logan's cool.
State has their own sort of like
yeah
those types of places, so I'm sure everyone listening at home can relate this to some suburb or something near you.
There is no hope for Logan. People spit on the ground and spit in water fountains. There are signs all around Logan TAFE campus and the train station telling you not to spit in the water fountains.
That's gross. I don't know why do people feel the need to just hock a loogie everywhere?
Because it's like, oh, I got too much shit in my mouth.
Okay, I get that you have too much shit in your mouth, but maybe just like, I don't know why I'm making fun of this when it's not going to change anything,
yeah.
But like maybe just bring a pack of tissues with you if you need to like hock it into there and then put it in the fucking bin or something, or get a hanky, invest in a... Actually, that's disgusting. I don't understand people who use hankies. That's fucking weird.
They're not even chewing that vacuum, dude. Like, then I don't know why they're spitting. They're not even like chewing anything. They just
chewing
spit.
the backy.
Yeah, the backy.
Chewing the backy.
That's what it is. That's
yeah,
just,
I know.
yeah.
I know. Is it just regular? Do you have to buy specific chewing tobacco?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. You can't just chew
Where
on
do you
cigarettes.
buy that?
You buy
from
it,
like a tobacconist.
You can get it from Woolies. Woolies fucking...
Chewing tobacco.
I've never seen anyone buy it from Woolies in the 3 years I've worked there.
That's why I didn't know that you had it.
Yeah.
I've worked there as well, and I didn't know that.
Do you know that Woolies sells cigars?
No.
Do you know that? They're little tiny pencil cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody fucking buys them.
Yeah.
I've literally never seen anyone buy them.
I know someone who's bought them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they mentally sound?
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alrighty. Sweet.
It was just a fun little thing that he decided to do. He thought it would
Not
be
an
funny.
actual cigar?
And he was the only time where I've ever, like, tried a vape as well. He bought a vape, and I thought it would be cool to try it, so I tried it.
Do you remember when me, you, and Jared were hanging out, like, after a TAFE day, and we went into, like, a tobacconist, and I was the only one that was 18, I was like, I'm gonna buy a vape, dude. And then I looked at the price, I was like, no, fuck that.
I
don't want
do
to
not remember that, but that's fucking hilarious, because that would have been before they were a thing. So you would have been so cool that you bought a vape before they were uncool.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It was, like, right on the cusp of vapes being a thing, and it was, like, $100, $200 in the vape store for a shitty one. And Jared gave a homeless dude $50, which was cool.
Did he?
Yeah.
Go Jared.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like him.
Well, he did.
Give him money
I'm surprised
away.
You don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all. Are you sure this didn't happen in a dream?
No, this happened. Because I met you and Jared on
Maybe
on
it
the
happened
train.
in your past life.
Okay, cool.
Maybe that's why you remember it. Maybe we've been doing endless podcasts since the caveman times.
We have been doing podcasts for a while, Jody.
Yeah, almost half a year now. Which is fucking
Jody,
whack.
3 years, Jody.
3 years?
We've been doing podcasts since 3
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and ignore that.
Those podcasts don't exist anymore.
Thank fuck for that.
Oh, no,
You still have them.
Yeah, I have them. Yeah.
And I don't want you to still have them, but you still have them.
Do you remember when you asked me to censor your name, but not other things that you've said in the podcast?
Yeah, let's just leave this because this is getting into bad territory here.
Yeah, okay.
I've tried to make a lot of content over the years, and that is not some of my highlight reel, that's for sure. We had another podcast for a while that was not family friendly by any means.
Jody asked me to censor things in this podcast as well, or like I suggest to censor them and all that, and I do them, and he holds me up at gunpoint if I don't, so Jordy's a bad person.
He gets to see his mum again now.
Yeah, Jody forgets trivial pieces of information and asks me to edit them out of podcast.
Fuck. Okay, let's get back to the topic before I get disowned by every single person that I know.
Yep.
Okay, so what I was sort of leading on to before was, what would be the problem with just living with the idea that it might be possible? So you would do nice things every day, and if not, if you die and you don't get reincarnated, what happened? You were a good person.
Isn't that just real life anyway?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you cannot convince every person on this planet to do the right thing.
You inherently cannot, even if there's 100% truth, like the Earth is fucking round, people aren't going to believe that.
I was almost going to do Flat Earth for this episode because
we did it already.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
we did like a very small segment.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, we did a small segment though. I wanted to do a whole episode about I wanted to look up why people believe it, and I started right, and I got on one article and it said people believe the Earth is flat because they have no evidence to the contrary. And I was like, okay. They're like, what they perceive is that what they're standing on is flat, what they can see is flat, therefore the Earth is flat.
First of all,
and I'm like, okay, does that mean if I see Star Wars on a film and therefore it is real, the Star Wars was real? Is that how that works?
I told you about the ring laser gyroscope thing.
Yeah.
That is fucking hell. That just
I don't fucking
me.
understand how some people are that goddamn stupid that you have to fucking...
I would fucking kill for a ring laser gyroscope, but these people spend 10, 20k on it.
Just to ignore it anyway.
I rewatched that recently, right? Because I'm getting into timing stuff, right? There is a whole... I want to kind of blow your mind for a second, right?
Okay.
So... how long is a second to you? Just count out a second right now.
1 Mississippi.
1, 2,
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
How accurate do you think you were right there?
Probably not very accurate.
Do you ever think you'll be able to perceive exactly a second in your entire life?
No.
Do you think it's possible? How accurate do you
one
think
single
clocks are?
second?
Yeah, do you ever in your lifetime think you'll be able to perceive, accurately perceive a second, see how exactly long a second is?
That's impossible, right? Unless you have an answer.
How accurate do you think clocks are? How accurate do you think?
Well, we've made up time, so...
Well, yeah, but this measurement system that you've been kind of accustomed to your entire life, you know how you see the second hand on a clock? Yeah. How accurate do you think that is?
Well, I mean, depends on the clock you buy.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Like, it can't be accurate, right? Unless you have like a fucking real expensive piece of like refined machinery to do it properly.
But think about this, right? So you have clocks. You only set them once and leave them for like years, decades, even, right? And it keeps the time, like, you know, it keeps the time.
Yeah.
In a span of a day, how many seconds do you think you're losing? Like, how inaccurate do you think a clock is? Like,
so if you were to watch a clock, how many seconds would you miss, for example?
I'll say that in a different way. In a month, how many seconds, like, fast or slow, do you think a normal house clock would be?
I'm going to guess it's a lot. I'm going to guess, like...
It can't be that much because you can leave a clock running for, like, decades.
I'm going to say maybe, in a whole month, maybe, like, 5 to 10 minutes.
Fucking hell, Jody, that's a lot. Think about that, though. In 3 months, your clock would be out, like, an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
But... I'm willing to bet that neither of us have truly experienced what a single second is. Isn't that a weird fact?
That's fucked. I don't like thinking about time. It's another one of these things that sends Geordie down a rabbit hole. Yeah. Because, like, it's just... have I talked about how some people don't understand that time is made up?
Well, it's complicated. Like, I've thought about this. I've known
people out there who, when I say to them that, like, we made up time, and they're like, yeah, okay, no, we didn't.
Just think about what time is, Geordie. Like, to me, okay, so describe time without using the word time. Like, do that right now.
It's a sequence of numbers to dictate points.
Without using the word progression.
To dictate points throughout the day.
But you're inferring a progression in that.
Yeah, you can't.
Can you define time without using a word that describes progression?
It's a constant.
Constant implies progression.
Yeah, fuck, no I can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Well,
that's what time is. It's a constant, it's a...
Do you think time exists? Tell me this. Do you really think there is...
No.
What is time, then?
Okay, I've thought about this, right? We had to make numbers, right? Let's start.
Numbers fucking fake, made up.
Everyone put on your... Well, I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat so I can block all the people who try to book me into mental asylums after saying this.
Tinfoil hats do more damage than not wearing a tinfoil hat? That
doesn't surprise me.
Tinfoil hats...
Like baking your head.
They act like radio dishes and they reflect inside your head. Think about it, like a satellite dish... Its purpose is to reflect radio waves. So if you put one on your fucking head, radio waves go up, bounce down, or bounce around in your head cavity.
No wonder they start thinking they're abducted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, define time, Jody. What is time?
Like, okay, so we had to make numbers, right? That's something that had to happen. We've gone all the way back. We didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's interesting that you go for numbers.
Well, because that's how we have to, like, label 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 60 seconds
how we
for 1 minute. It's like an algorithm, right? Because that's why you have 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day. Like, we couldn't just keep going like, oh, a day is... How many seconds is a day? Like,
I think they use sun cycles before numbers.
Well, they did, of course, but, like, we've always had an incremental way of knowing, right? And then we just put a number on that, what we call a number on that, right? Like, we put a value on it and said that, like, okay, now that we have a value on 9 o'clock in the morning, that seems like a good time for people to go to work.
It's a way of defining discrete instantaneous points in a flowing progression of time.
Yeah, we know that every day is the same amount of time, so we can say we can know there's a 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and we know there was one yesterday, and we know there was one today. So we can keep assuming that there's going to be one for every single tomorrow.
Our understanding of time is a way to synchronize events based on sun cycles.
Pretty much. It's a way of, like, a global way of just scheduling and organizing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just so that we can structure ourselves in the society. We live in a society.
It's interesting because in physics, time does exist. And
how so?
It's a way to describe the speed at which things move. And speed inherently describes motion over time.
Yeah.
So you know about the space-time correlation thing? So
vaguely.
If you approach the speed of light, time warps for you. Things slow down. Your perception of time is different. So there was a famous experiment done to prove Einstein's theory of relativity, which is a buzzword. We should have that in the title.
Yeah.
Or the description. So there's these two. Do you know? Have you heard the word atomic clock before?
Yes.
So what is an atomic clock in your definition? Like, what do you think it is? I know you're probably not going to know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I'll take a guess. I'll make everyone laugh at me.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm good at, is guessing shit very wrong. Atomic clock is that like genuine, proper, like to the upteenth degree time? Like
you
genuine.
are 100% correct.
Oh, fuck yeah.
An atomic clock uses the vibration of cesium atoms to count the exact definition of a second. Actually, what the fuck is a second anyway?
We made it up. Like I just like.
Well, I kind of know what a second is. So if you were to take the exact 24-hour cycle that the moon takes, right, and you subdivide that, you can get a second out of that. But that's only because we happen to live on a planet that has this cycle, right? So a second is just a random, number. It's just a random number.
Math too. So you're dividing something that we made up anyway, using something we made up anyway.
This is a problem I've thought about on sci-fi shows, right? Because I watch a lot of Stargate, Star Trek, all that, and with these aliens, they always have the concept of time, right?
Yeah.
An alien wouldn't fucking know what the
way.
fuck 24 hours... They would have time, but it wouldn't be based on 24 hours.
They wouldn't call it time, and they wouldn't know... They wouldn't say, oh, it's 12 on the Zarpies Lop. It's fucking... You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah. But, like, they have time, right? They have time, because I think intelligent species is inherently going to come up with a way of defining points in a linear progression, right?
Well, like, stuff wouldn't function without some way of knowing.
But then they're not going to have a 24-hour day cycle. Because
well, I mean, there's the literal sense that they'd be on a different planet.
Exactly,
and
different
their time around
planet.
their sun or whatever it is that they're fucking revolving around
exactly.
is
but,
different.
So a cesium clock, right? Cesium, it has an atom which vibrates at like an exact frequency, and they can measure that. They can measure pulses. And it's like 393,000 pulses of a cesium atom is exactly 1 second. So it's a way of describing a second in perfect accuracy.
Right.
Obviously, there's machining issues, but they used to they're on GPS satellites to time things to measure stuff and all that. GPS works based on time. So what they did, they took 2 of these atomic clocks, and they put them on 2 different airplanes, and they flew them across the world. Apart from each other, and they took them back, and they both measured different times.
What?
These atomic clocks that are perfectly synchronized.
What?
Because they were traveling at different speeds, different heights, altitudes, whatever, and the gravity affected the time dilation. So they experienced different. It was very, very fucking minute, but they experienced different speeds at which time flows because of Einstein's theory of relativity. So there's this theory that the faster you approach the speed of light, the slower time progresses for you.
Huh.
And that's why, that's how
Here's where I'm going to sound stupid. Yeah. We can't travel at the speed of light yet by any means, can we?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
I didn't think so, but I don't know how fast you go in a fucking rocket ship or anything.
There's a theory that if you approach if you go past
would die,
the speed,
right?
You would explode.
Yeah.
That's the theory that you would explode.
I think that's more than just a theory.
Yeah.
A game theory.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, but because the bonds in your atoms are held together using electron fucking charges and that shit just wouldn't exist if you're going above the speed of light. So you would just melt or explode.
That's not a good day for anyone there.
Yeah, so I forget where I was going with this, but so in physics there is a definition of time.
Right.
But I think they just haven't explored it enough, because time to me is just a way of measuring the speed at which something moves. Right. And that's a bad definition, because, as I said, speed inherently implies time, because speed is just how fast something moves over 2 units of time.
Yeah.
So I've struggled to come up with the definition of time that doesn't include time.
Yeah.
I always think about it like the outward movement of atoms. Because if you really look at it, if you take 2... I think I've maybe talked about this. If you take 2 slices of an X-ray at one point, the only thing that's changed is where the particles are, or where the atoms are. And that's what time is. The time is just the movement of atoms.
Huh.
It doesn't inherently go forward. It just moves, Like, there's no forward to me.
That's a cool way of thinking of it.
Yeah, the difference between right now and a second ago is just something moved.
Yeah.
It's not
it's that simple. Like, yeah.
Because if you think about it, aging doesn't exist. Aging is just our bodies deteriorating.
Yeah.
And deteriorating because that's just how they are. It's a biological process.
Lapsed.
Not even that. It's just...
it's just natural.
We die because we have a genetic flaw.
Yeah.
Our bodies aren't designed to live forever.
Yeah.
Talons get shorter, cells fucking suck at reproducing and all that. Theoretically, we could be immortal. And time wouldn't exist if we were mortal. I don't think time would be a thing that, like...
We certainly wouldn't need to keep it as intensively as we do now.
Yeah.
Because we inherently have a time limit. Yeah. We need time so that we can do things.
Do you know what I mean about this movement thing? Like, time
I do.
Time is just a simplistic monkey brain way of defining movement.
Yeah, we can't, like, fully comprehend this, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, we do not have the brain capacity to fully understand this. And it's a very interesting way that you've put it to me, because I've always seen it as, like, this made-up thing that we just came up with.
It is made up.
It is, but, like, I've thought of it so much differently to you, is what I mean. Like,
our understanding of time is made up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there is and isn't time, you know?
Yeah.
Because there is a physics definition of time, but it's based on just the discrete movement between two frames or 2 points in a sequence, you know?
And we live in a world where time is utilized.
It's so... time is everything. Like, time is so imbued in our culture, everything.
Yeah. Even this episode going up at exactly midnight on Saturday night.
Exactly, so that 1 second in the morning.
1 second in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So that it comes out on Sunday, every Sunday for you. So, like, it's, you know, it is in every single detail that we do. It's a very interesting thing. I want everyone to think about it.
I think about this a lot, though. I really do.
I have to try not to, because this is where I fall a little bit too into shit. I need to, like, snap myself off from thinking about shit like this for too long.
I'm not even exaggerating. Every couple of days I think about this.
Yeah.
Because it just perplexes me. It really does. Like, you can boil down time to just movement. You really can.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah. I agree with you. In my head, it was just like some guy was like, hey, what if I could, like, label different parts of the day and just have it work? We have these cool numbers. Well, if I count to 60, that's 1. Oh, can I use that all day? What if I have 60 of these minutes?
Yeah.
You know, that could be an hour. Let's just write that so it's not all these long numbers and shit, and then we'll just keep doing that, right?
Have you ever thought about how they started the calendar?
I don't, like, that's such a fucking dope thing to say that you started the calendar, right? Because they probably just, like, one guy was like, let's just come up with a system, right?
Yeah.
This sounds like something that I would do. It sounds like something that I would do. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we had, like, a system, and Geordie writes up this big system, and then, like, 2 people follow it, and then all of a sudden the entire planet works off of it.
It amazes me how accurate people were with this, like, basic stone technology, because people calculated how round the Earth was, like how big the Earth was before fucking satellites and shit, you know? They did it using, like, sun, like the fucking shadows in the sun, and they did the same thing with, like, the calendar. Like, they figured out that there are 365 rotations to revolve around the sun, and
that was their basis. And they were like, we could probably chunk that up.
Like, how
I couldn't do that now. I couldn't do that now. Like that's fucking impressive. Like, where there's a will, there's a way. That's what they say, you know? So
the only way I can think is them look up the sky and be like, oh, the sun's in a different...
Well, let's be honest. They didn't have much else to do.
I guess.
So they're probably just sitting around like, you know, well, physics doesn't exist yet. Why don't we just come up with a way to, like, wake up at a normal time or something, man? Why don't we just give this today a name? Wonder what the first day was. You know,
Monday, Jordy?
No, I know, but, like, where they decided to name the days. What day was that on?
Aren't they based on, like, Greek gods or something?
I'm not sure.
Like Mondays?
The first, probably the Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, Sundays.
They literally are named from Greek gods, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. It's in the Bible.
No, it's not. Fuck you.
Yeah, it is in the Bible.
Yeah, okay. Greek mythology is in the Bible, Jordy.
Oh no. Yeah, because he rests on the Sunday.
Yeah, but the Bible was only written recently, Jordy.
Well, yeah.
In like the grand scheme of things.
I don't fucking know.
Jordy,
it's a cool thing.
Jordy, the Earth is only 2,000 years old.
Happy birthday, Earth! Yeah. Congrats on turning 2020.
Yeah.
Woo! Happy birthday. I think everyone needs to think about this, and that's the most part that like annoys me the most about it is when I try and talk to someone about it and they just go, it's just time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what do you mean? What are you saying?
Of course time exists.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What are you saying, bro? Because this shit's fucking with my brain, dude. That's why we're making this show, I guess.
I've tried having this conversation with people as well, and like you, they just like, what do you mean, dude? It's just time.
It's time.
Yeah.
I guess that's why we're suited to make this podcast, huh?
Yeah.
And I would love to like eventually meet some of the fans of this show because they have to be just like us, right?
Yeah.
Just as fucking nuts.
To tolerate us.
Yeah, to tolerate an hour of us every single week.
Yeah.
And now more with Flickview.
Yup.
But anyway, I won't bother going on. That was all I had really with reincarnation and stuff. But we will, as promised, talk about Half-Life Alyx.
That's good because we're at 47 minutes, so we can wrap up at almost an hour. Or maybe not. Okay, so Half-Life Alyx, right? It's going to come out tomorrow for us since we're recording on the 23rd. We're Australian, so 24th, it's going to come out in Australia. In the trailer, the one they released... They at the end of it, we were doing a record test and I told Jordy about this. They say you hear Eli saying close your eyes, honey. And why did I say that was relevant, Jordy?
Because that's what happens in the very last scene of episode 2 of Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
So, and just for preface for people who don't know, Alyx is a...
Don't spoil it, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you need to know is that
happens at the end of Alyx.
Eli Vance...
of Half-Life 2, episode 2.
Okay.
Sorry.
Eli Vance, Alex's father, says, close your eyes, honey, at the end of episode 2. Like, at the end of episode 2. And Half-Life Alyx is a prequel to Half-Life 2. And in the trailer, a Vortigern says, even whatever the hell can't predict the future or whatever for Alex Vance or whatever, Eli Vance. And then you hear the actual voice clip, close your eyes, honey. In the trailer for Alyx, which is a prequel. And Jeet Barnett and I think it may be Robin Walker, like the lead programmer, whatever, who's my hero. He says it's good to play episode 2 before playing Half-Life Alyx. Well, there you go. So there's time travel involved. There is. I know this. Maybe one of the portals fucks up again in another explosion. Yeah. The thing that gets me though is that this is. If this is the most well-hidden spoiler. Since Half-Life Alyx is fucking huge. The best part is that, like, it's the most hidden spoiler in the trailer of the game. Like, it is right there. How did no one think about this, though? It's right there, and it's... People still aren't talking about it. I googled this. I've seen, like, one Reddit thread of someone talking about this, and literally one of the comments was like, you think about this too much, bro. You think about this too much. Like, why the fuck did they include it? Yeah. Why did they include that actual voice clip and tell you to play episode 2 before playing this? Well, I guess we'll have to find out. I did say to Tom, maybe it's like, when they release a new movie in a series where they just, like, sort of play old clips from other movies to sort of, like... build up to a big change in the game. They've already done that, showing you head crabs and stuff. Like, that's them evoking the nostalgia, being like, you remember Half-Life, right? Why not do episode, like, Half-Life 2 stuff? Why specifically episode 2? And the reason that wouldn't make sense is because the game that they're releasing comes before episode 2, so it wouldn't make sense. Before Half-Life 2, even. Yeah. It's so far, like... So it wouldn't make sense to include it. Unless you were going to see it in the game at some point. Yeah, like... Why would they just be like, oh, if it was continuing on from that, it would make sense that it was just a flashback. I don't want to spoil why that's significant, but it is fucking significant, that voice line. Yeah, I'm excited to, I'm such a fucking normie with the Half-Life games. I haven't really played them. Yeah. I did realize that I actually did finish. Did I tell you that? I actually did finish Half-Life 2. Yeah, we played it with Jared. Yeah. Yeah. While I was watching a bunch of recap videos so that I wouldn't be completely uneducated going into Alyx tomorrow. Yeah. The story was familiar to you. It was familiar, and I was like, oh, I actually have done this. I remember that last scene where you, like, pull the big thing in the Citadel around with the gravity gun to, like, blow it up and shit. But, I'm excited to play it tomorrow because it's going to be... a change in the VR scene
for sure. Like, and we're both avid fans of VR.
Yeah.
That's for goddamn sure. I think everyone knows that by now. And it's exciting to see that, you know, that you cannot buy a VR headset at all at the moment. You just can't. Well, not because of the virus, but like...
Can't buy an Index.
You just can't buy...
Even fucking T-Pain can't get himself a Valve Index.
Yeah. Like, it's...
He released a video of him playing, like, VR chat using, like, a Vive Cosmos, and fucking T-Pain can't even get an Index.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, it's a change for gaming, I think, where after, like, Valve, they start shit, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Is they're inventors.
Twisted Firestarter.
Exactly. They start shit.
Well, Half-Life has always been a game for pushing innovation. Like, Half-Life 1, like, fucking... They literally was a magazine article by Jeff Keighley that called Half-Life raising the bar.
Yeah.
Because it was so fucking influential. It was, like, one of the first games to have, like...
Physics.
But yeah, pretty much basic physics, like moving around shit. Like, the gunplay was fucking great. It was, like, the texture mapping was amazing. It had, like, light map shit, flashlights and all that. It was fucking incredible. And then Half-Life 2 comes out. Havoc Physics, one of the first games to, like, use, like, really show what the fuck physics can do.
For puzzles and things like that as well. Like, not just, I can break this crate. It's like, I have to move this crate to get somewhere else. Like,
and the Source engine was fucking great, like, lighting wise and everything. Like, it improved on it. You had like radiosity calculations and all that. Like, it's fucking great. It's a really good engine, and you can mod the fuck out of it. Like, it's a great fucking engine, and I'm so excited to see what's going to be in Half-Life Alyx. Like, there's been string leaks of Source 2 stuff, so because Dota 2 is already using Source 2, they basically used Dota 2 to get themselves familiar with the Source engine before they made Half-Life Alyx. And when Dota 2 gets updated, because they share code, there are leaks for Half-Life Alyx stuff.
Oh, shit.
And the strings and, like, the systems you can infer are fucking incredible. They have something called a procedural animation system. So I gave you that, well, I sent you a GIF this morning that Valve tweeted of someone using a chair to push away a head crab. Yeah. And it looks really fucking good, because what's happening is that an animator has animated the head crab jumping out, right? And in a traditional game, you blocking that, it would be weird. The head crab would just be floating on top of the chair, like bumping into it. Whereas in Half-Life Alyx, the animation is dynamic in that it responds to things physically affecting it.
It was a wheelie chair, and it, like, wrapped around it, and then the player was able to, like, launch it out of a window.
But it wasn't just stuck in a frame of animation, like, sliding around. It was actually, like,
to each individual leg and, like, wheel and shit.
It was actually on the chair, like, wrapping, its legs were wrapping around the chair, like, kind of flying out the window. It looked fucking great, because in Half-Life Alyx, like, well, Source 2, I should say, like, animation just inherently is procedural, in that new frames of animation can be generated based on where the model is in the world. Like, it's the same reason why most games, if you're walking on a hill in most games, you're just kind of floating.
Or if you're, and especially in third-person games, you notice it that you're definitely, like, standing on a plane that isn't there.
Like, whereas procedural animation allows the feet to dynamically reposition themselves on the floor, so it looks like you're standing perfectly fine.
One thing that I noticed in the trailer as well, which is in, like, a lot of the gameplay, is, and I know, like, for instance, Boneworks does this, but they've done it on another level, is there was ammo at the back of a shelf, and what they did is they just knocked it all, brushed it all to the side, but there was so many things on that shelf. That's the difference.
It ran really fucking well.
It ran so well. Boneworks has, like, 5 things on a shelf. Like, you can knock them. But, like, you there's not, like, 80 things on a shelf, and you have to, like, look at each individual shelf, push the things to the side, grab it clearly, and then put it in your gun.
Because it's using Unity, Chorty.
Yeah, but, like,
Boneworks is using Unity.
But, like, it's just, I'm so excited to just play a fully refined, fully AAA game. Like, that's a VR game, I should say. Like, because it's, like, I may not know much about Half-Life and shit, even though my name is fucking...
Jody didn't understand why I call him, like, Half-Life Zen so fucking much. He was just like, whatever, dude.
I don't think anyone knows. My like, gamer name is Zen, X-E-N. And I have that on just about everything, right? And I didn't realize that was the planet, right? It's the planet, right?
The border world.
And from Half-Life and shit, I didn't know that. I just thought it was a cool sounding name.
I would tease him about it all the time, like, oh, it's Half-Life Zen, dude. Like, and he would just not get it.
I didn't get it because I didn't know the name that I had. It's like I had some, like, gold that I'd struck, but I didn't know it was gold, you know? and I own it on just about everything. I thought that was kind of impressive after learning about it. But anyway, we'll let you know our experiences next week, likely, on Half-Life Alyx, because we all have played the shit out of it, probably finished it by then.
Yeah.
Let's not lie to ourselves.
I'm going to play it tonight, I think. Yeah, it comes out tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing.
I will not be awake for that, but I will be playing it tomorrow.
Okay.
So take it easy, and hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Flick View if you listened to it before this. See you later, everyone.
Okay,
Enjoy.
bye.